Yo guys, what is good? It's your boy Jamong here, back again with another video, and this is my Kith collection. Alright guys, first off, before I begin today's video, if you guys have not seen my most recent video where I imagine if the Saja boys from K-pop Demon Hunters were sneakerheads, make sure to go check that out afterwards. It was definitely a lot of fun to make, and I honestly feel like that video did not get enough hype or love that it deserved. So after this, make sure to go over there and check it out because I thought it was a very good video. But in today's video, I am breaking down my entire Kith collection. Now for those of you guys who don't know, Kith is my favorite brand when it comes to streetwear or high-end clothing. I just love Kith so much because they always have the best and nicest pieces, especially when they have collaborations with other brands or companies. Their designs look so good. Their color palettes are insane. It's just something that is very clean and something unlike any other brand. I just love everything that Kith produces, and honestly, if it wasn't so expensive, I would wear Kith every single day for the rest of my life. Now, I don't always like to shop from Kith directly. I have a couple of pieces that I have bought from the store. However, when it comes to buying most of my things, I like to look through Grailed, eBay, or Facebook Marketplace to see if anyone is letting go of any pieces that they don't want anymore for a low price. I was able to buy a lot of these pieces for about half the price, and these are still in great condition. They're slightly used, slightly worn, but nevertheless, all I gotta do is just wash them and they're good as new. And I think that's just one thing that's great about Kith. One man's trash is another man's treasure. For me, Kith is my treasure, and I just love to look for secondhand pieces. And I also feel like I relate to Kith a lot. You know, the owner of the brand, Ronnie Feig, he basically grew up in my neighborhood. These pieces kind of hit close to home in that sense. So enough of me talking, I want to go through each of my pieces that I have from Kith. But before we begin, if you guys could do me the greatest favor and smash the subscribe button and join the Turntable Gang. I really love making content for you guys, and if you guys enjoy streetwear content, if you guys enjoy content on Kith, let me know in the comments down below. I definitely want to make more videos like these. So with that being said, this is my Kith collection. Let's hop into it. Alright, so starting off first, this is actually my first piece that I ever got from Kith. This was before I was obsessed with the brand, but basically I saw this in store and I love the design behind it. I love the collaboration behind it. We do have the Kith Treats Honey Nut Cheerio collab. Now, I actually did not get this in store because at that time I walked into the stores and I saw this and I thought it was so cool that they literally included the bee from Honey Nut Cheerios on the t-shirt. They were actually sold out in my size, so I wasn't able to get this. I did end up paying resale for this. You know, I paid a pretty penny, I'm not gonna lie. This is something that's pretty basic, but anyone who sees a shirt, they might not know what Kith is, but everyone recognizes that Honey Nut Cheerios bee. So this is our first piece. Definitely one that I am proud of. All right, so this next one is probably my newest pickup from Kith. So we went over my first pickup. Now we're going over my latest one. And this one is the S2W Columbia collab with Kith. As you guys can see, we got that fish on the front and a box logo. Now, I've actually been eyeing this tee for a long time. This is on Kith's website. And when I first saw it online, I didn't want to pick it up. Especially online, you have to pay an extra $10 for shipping. So this shirt would be like 65 bucks. On top of that, I would have to pay another 10. That would be 75 bucks for a t-shirt. And also, I didn't really know anything about S2W8. I still don't really know anything about the brand. I know a little bit about Columbia, but what really intrigued me was the fish on the front. I love the design on this. I love the color. Everything is so kind of toned down and it's just cool. Now, I was watching this shirt for a long time and actually saw a seller that was letting go of it for like $20 under retail price. So I decided to pick it up. I didn't even think twice about it because this shirt is just so cool. So yep, this tee is a banger in my collection. I've worn this the other day and I'll continue wearing it. All right, so this next piece was actually gifted to me as a gift and I'm so thankful for that. We do have the Kith Quinn pocket tee in this light blue color. This was actually gifted to me by my boy Chris. Shout out to Chris. I love the fit of this. I love that it's boxy and oversized, and I love the Kith branding on it in this felt material. It's just very soft, and overall this is a good quality shirt. I feel like it's not something that's fitted, it's something that's loose. It's with the times, and I truly love wearing this, and I love the color of it as well. I think Chris knows that when it comes to these light shades of blue, because it's also his favorite color as well, that these are very wearable and versatile. You can paired this with a bunch of different stuff. One tee that I am entirely thankful for, shout out to Chris again, we do have the Kith tee. And moving forward, this is another tee that is a banger in my collection. This is straight from Asia. We do have the Kith Sakura tee. Now, when this shirt first dropped, this was exclusive to Asia. You couldn't really get this in America, and it is in Asian sizing, so it's slightly smaller and slimmer, but still it fits me really well. It might not be an oversized tee, but I love how it's very fitted. And the thing I love most about it is that pink box logo in the center, and then we have our cherry blossom tree right here. I think it's very cool. I love cherry blossoms a lot. I think that it's very aesthetically pleasing. It's always like a nice pop of color. I don't have a lot of pink in my wardrobe, so anytime I have to wear pink or I have to match something with pink, this is a great tee as well. All right, next piece is probably one that I wear a lot. I love this shirt so much, and it's another one that I got used. We do have the Kith Space Jams tee. Now, I've never even really watched Space Jams. Honestly, I'm a fake baller for that, I know. But some person was letting go of it for super cheap on our Facebook group, and I had to pick it up. It was so cool, and it was very affordable the way he was just kind of letting this go. I just love this tee so much because it's in this like vintage wash. It's not in all black, and it's super soft and comfortable. I love how there is that design distressing on the front. It looks like it's a super old vintage tee, but it's not. And even though it has like this like bright shade of like slime green, right, it still goes with a lot of things that I put with it. I think Kith does a great job when it comes to their vintage wash stuff. I mean, it's not vintage obviously, but they make it with the right color, with the right shade, and they also make it so soft and comfortable. So everything about this shirt just speaks to my liking. Now, not only do we have the artwork on the front, but on the back we have some subtle hints as well. You guys can kind of see that this is like the villains from the Space Jams movie. And I actually did not know that these guys were here until like maybe like a couple of months into owning the shirt. I only saw what was in front and I never really looked in the back, so that was really funny. And this next piece is honestly a staple in my wardrobe. It's just something that I wear with a lot of things as a layering piece. I always wear it underneath different things, and it's just so clean, so minimal. We do have our Kith box logo tee in this light gray color. Now, I usually wear a size medium in most of my Kith t-shirts. However, this one I got in a size small. This was, I believe, like around my third or fourth Kith tee that I ever picked up. So I didn't really know too much about the sizing, but I'm kind of glad that I did get this in a size small. Because this shirt is rather fitted and oversized, I could wear this under a lot of jackets and sweaters, and I don't have to feel like, you know, when you're wearing a really baggy shirt underneath your jacket, sometimes it's longer than the fit of your outerwear. So it feels a little weird, it feels a little silly, but here I can wear this with a lot of different things. Now, over the years, I've worn this piece many times, meaning I've washed this piece many times, and I'm very surprised that the Kith screen printing has held up. I'm surprised that it hasn't peeled or cracked. As you guys can see here though, there's some lint on the box logo, which is given, and this shirt has just held up really well. Definitely something that I'm gonna hold on to until it pretty much breaks down on me. Now, one thing I love about Kith is how they design their box logo tees. I think it's very clever and very creative with what they do to it. So they always have this box logo with a rectangle, and obviously they put Kith branding to it. But around the box logo, they make some sort of cute or clever or cool design to it. And in this tee, we have the Kith Treats box logo tee with an ice cream take to it. I think it's very cool because basically they made this box logo look like an ice cream cart. Now, I remember seeing this in stores a couple of years back, and I really wanted them. However, they were sold out. Now, it wasn't until I saw someone selling this for a really good price used on the market, and I decided to pick this up. Now, I actually wore this shirt on the 4th of July because it also has that patriotic color to it as well. Now, I think the shirt is just very cool because they took the box logo of it and they just made an ice cream design to the rest of the shirt. So this next tee I actually picked up directly from Hawaii. Now, I knew that when I stepped foot into Hawaii, I wanted to pick something up from the Kith over there. I thought it was gonna be something small, maybe like a keychain or an accessory, but I ended up picking up a whole t-shirt because I saw this and I was like, this is actually really cool. So we do have the Kith Exclusive Tee from the Honolulu store, and it is very cool. I love the color choices on this shirt. We have green, we have yellow, we have some pink on it, but they all just kind of go well together. None of the colors really contrast one another, and they don't really clash with anything that you might pair them with. It's just very clean overall. Again, this is one of the few tees that I actually picked up from a Kith store, but I just knew I had to. I wanted a souvenir from Hawaii. I wanted something to show people that I went to Hawaii, but I also wanted something to show people that I went to the Kith over there as well. So this is a great middle ground. Obviously, we have Kith on these 4 panels, and then underneath we have the Hawaii in pink. Honestly, this is a shirt that I haven't worn in a minute. Nothing bad about it. It's just I haven't really thought about this shirt at all. I definitely got to start busting this out more in the future though. All right, moving on. We actually got to get through this one quick. It's a pretty minimal tee. We got this Kith small box logo in this hospital blue color. There's nothing too special about it. I just like the color of it. Obviously, you have the little Kith box logo in the corner. Now, one thing about this tee that I'm kind of indifferent about is the raw edges at the bottom. I actually bought this shirt used on Grail, so I didn't know that it had the raw hem. Maybe if I knew, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of weird. However, it's not something that I hate. It's just interesting that it kind of rolls up like that. But it kind of gives off a little bit of like a vintage worn down vibe to it. Now, when it comes to a tee like this, it's not much of a statement piece. It's actually very laid back and calm. I just wanted a small box logo tee to kind of switch it up because I have a bunch of box logo ones, but I wanted a one in the corner just so that I could say I got one. Nevertheless, this color is very nice, and I feel like this tone of blue is not something you can find a ton with other brands, and that's why I love Kith's color palette so much. All right, moving on, we got the Kith Hummingbird tee. Now, this one is one of my older pieces as well. It's actually in this kind of like, it's almost like this purple tint to the shirt, but it's still in this like beige tone as well. It's kind of hard to describe the colorway. I love the hummingbird design on it. It makes it look like it's a vintage shirt. It's faded, it's soft. One thing that I'm sad about is on the box logo, the screen printing is actually peeling and starting to crack. That's just what happens when it comes to age. I can't help it. Every time I wear this shirt, I have to wash it. So it kind of deteriorates the shirt even more. So this is a shirt that's probably gonna be going in the future. However, maybe even like, let's say if one day the Kith cracking just all disappears, right? I might just wear this shirt as is. I love the hummingbird design on it. I think it's very, very cool. Next up is from Kith's loyalty system, the rewards program. Basically, however much you buy from Kith, you are going to have access to exclusive drops. And this one is the Elevation tee. Obviously, we have this white box logo. Now, I am not in the Elevation status of Kith. I'm actually in the primary one because I actually don't buy a lot of these from Kith directly. However, I did have a friend, a plug, who was in the Elevation status, who did have access to this tee to cop for retail. So I asked him if he could do me the greatest favor and pick this one up for me. He was able to come through, and I love this shade of blue so much. It's kind of like a hospital blue, but I love this no matter what. Now, as we can see in our box logo, this is actually not screen printed, but rather felt. I like that a lot because it's not something that can crack or rip very easily. It's also super soft as well. Now, the lighting here makes this tee look a lot darker than it is, but this shade of blue is just absolutely gorgeous. All right, this next piece is another banger in my collection. We have the Kith Gardens of the Mind tee, and I don't know too much about it. I just got it used. Basically, I submitted an offer on Grail and someone just accepted it right away. I put in a pretty low price as well, so I was able to get this for a pretty good price overall. Now, I love that this tee is not necessarily black, but more in this wash faded gray. It kind of gives that vintage look once again. We have some minimal design on the front with some flowers. I never really take a close look at what's on it because I don't know, you can't really see much on it. This is a great layering piece I'd like to wear underneath when I'm wearing black or gray. It's just, I love that this washed black is kind of like a contrast to a matte black. So you don't want to always just wear black on black on black, but rather you want to have a little bit of gray underneath. So yeah, this is a great tee that I wear a lot. All right, now that we kind of went over the miscellaneous stuff, let's go over to my Marvel collection. So Kith collaborates with Marvel pretty frequently, and I was able to pick up a lot of stuff that people are actually trying to get rid of. Now, my love for the Kith Marvel collab first started when they had their Spider-Man anniversary collaboration about 3 years ago. Basically, they had a pop-up shop and they were right by my neighborhood. I was not able to be there because I was on vacation, but I had a friend that was able to wait in line for me and picked up a bunch of different things for me. So I'm very thankful to Kat for that. Shout out to you. The first tee we got up is a stone colored Kith Marvel Spider-Man collab with the Mysterio comic on the back. So in the front, we do have slight branding with the Amazing Spider-Man font from the comics, and then the Kith box logo. Right on the back, this is where we have our little comic strip. This is so cool. I love this tee a lot. I wore this shirt so many times on vacation, at home, that honestly, if you look at the back, the screen print is starting to crack. And I feel like that just builds a lot of character to the shirt. I know it's probably disintegrating. I know it's probably wearing down a lot, but still, this is a great shirt for me. Probably one of my favorite shirts because this stone color, this tan color is very versatile overall. And then on the same day, I also picked up this Spider-Man action tee as well. You guys can see Spider-Man on it. This is like a vintage looking t-shirt. Look at his bicep right here. Isn't this guy like ripped? It's so crazy. Now I just love Spider-Man and I love Kith. And when I see my two loves coming together to form one thing, you gotta love it. This is absolutely insane. I had to pick this up. This was so cool. This is another one where the screen printing on the box logo is actually starting to peel. So I'm kind of sad, but still, I've had this for a long time now and I love to wear this shirt in the summertime. But this is a great standalone piece. It's a great statement. Anyone who is a fan of Marvel will like this shirt. Anyone who is a fan of Kith will also like this shirt. Now this next tee is actually another one that I got from Kith directly. This was a part of their Marvel Villains anniversary. We have the Silver Surfer tee. As you guys can see, the script on the shirt kind of resembles Silver Surfer's powers, like he's kind of like shooting something. It's very, very cool. On the back, we have the Marvel comics that we would normally see this like little box on the top of comic books. I love that it's a very minimal tee, yet it also screams Kith. It also screams Marvel. So something that I wear a ton as well. This is another banger. I feel like all the Marvel collabs with Kith are bangers in my opinion. I feel like this collaboration just speaks to me a lot and I love to identify with it. I think that's what's really cool about collabs. Sometimes they just check off all the boxes to what you like. Now I got this one used from a seller, but this is still a part of the Marvel Villains anniversary as well. We do have the Marvel Kith Venom shirt. And I love the design of Venom here. Again, it's in that vintage looking design, very faded. The shirt is black, but it's still kind of washed in a sense. We have a box logo right here that is kind of subtle as well. Same thing on the back, we have the comic book little logo as well with Venom on it. Overall, I think this design of Venom is just super crazy, very nice, and I'm glad that they chose this specific artwork to include on the box logo tee. I'm actually surprised I was able to get this shirt for this low of a price. I don't remember how much I got it for, but I definitely got it for like under 70 bucks. Normally this shirt would probably go for around 150 to 200, so I definitely got a steal for this. People are just willing to let go Kith pieces for dumb cheap sometimes, especially for, you know, being a high-end streetwear brand. And for me, I'm like a vulture that's always willing to pick these things up. And then this is another piece from the Marvel Villains anniversary, another piece that I picked up at a different time, but I saw someone selling it and I had to pick them up. Anytime I see Marvel Kith, it's just something I'm like, that's automatically a given. I gotta get it instantly. We do have the Thanos tee. Look at this, guys. This is just insane. I think that the artwork on this is just crazy. Again, on the back, we have that comic tag once again with Thanos. But can we just take a look at all the different colors of Thanos's Infinity Stones? Now, the shirt is kind of hard to match. I'm not gonna lie. There's so much going on with it. But still, when I saw this shirt being listed online, it was too good to pass up on. I love these kind of shirts with the Kith box logo and then our Marvel design from the comics underneath it. So cool. And then our last piece from the Kith Marvel collaboration, this is actually from the Spider-Man pop-up. I got this piece on the same day. We have this black hoodie with the web box logo. That is so cool. This hoodie fits so nice on me. It is kind of oversized, it's boxy, but it looks so good. I cannot believe I actually own a hoodie like this. The best part about this hoodie is that if you flip it on the back, you have Spider-Man boom. And this just is one of my favorite pieces of all time that I've ever owned in my wardrobe. It's just something that I don't wear a ton because I'm so scared to ruin something like this, but it's so nice. I definitely paid retail price for it. I paid a pretty penny, but it was all worth it in my opinion. I wasn't gonna get this one. I think that they came in a shirt. However, the t-shirt sold out, so the next option was to buy the hoodie, and I was like, you know what, screw it. Let's just splurge, and I'm glad that I did. Now, the lifespan of a t-shirt would probably not be as long as a hoodie. And plus, I get to wear this a lot more and just preserve the life on it. Guys, just look at that box logo with the webbing. That is so cool. I just can't get over it. All right, so these next pieces are from their Lunar New Year collection. This is actually from the year the dragon. As you guys might know, my zodiac sign is a dragon, and I do celebrate Chinese New Year because I am Chinese. I love Kith. So all these things, once again, checked off all the boxes. I had to pick up almost all the pieces from this collection. I wasn't able to get one, but still I didn't really care. First off, we got this white tee right here. Now it looks minimal, right? There's not a ton going on. Now we have that Kith logo where the pocket is in this bubble print right here. It's supposed to resemble that Chinese symbol for Chinese New Year, but this time it's in Kith, and I think it's very clever that they decided to make it like that. But on the back is where the statement is. As you guys can see, we have this red box logo with Kith, we have the treats on the bottom, and we have this red dragon running across. Not only is my zodiac sign a dragon, not only am I Chinese, not only do I love Kith, but red is my favorite color, and I am absolutely obsessed with dragons. So again, even more things that this tee kind of checked off. This is one of my favorite tees ever. I love this so much. I wear this a ton. Actually, I don't wear this like every day because I'm scared of ruining it. But that's not the only piece that I ended up getting on that day. I also picked up this long sleeve. Now this is one that I'm not as big of a fan of, but I still love it. We have this box logo with the dragon on it, once again in blue. I don't know why it's in blue because blue is not really a Chinese New Year color. Still, I'm not complaining because I love the way that Kith long sleeves fit. They're very loose, they're very comfortable. This one just basically has the blue dragon on it. There's nothing on the back. Still, it's something that's clean. It's something that I enjoy wearing often. That whole year, the dragon for Chinese New Year was just a time for me. I love that so many different brands decided to market off of it. And you could basically have clothes where you can have dragons on it. It was so cool. That was a time. That was a time, guys. And then the last piece that I have from the year the dragon collection is this Nelson sweatshirt in this nocturnal color. As you guys see, this is a really cool sweater where on the corner we have this embroidered red with the dragon right here on top, and then the Kith box logo. I love red. I love how the red kind of pops off of this, you know, navy sweater. But on the back is what is amazing about this. So boom, we have an embroidered design of a whole dragon, and that's what is so cool. I love embroidery. I love the quality behind it. This is another piece that I'm scared of wearing every single day because I don't want to ruin it. I don't want this to wear down. Now, I actually did not get this directly from Kith because it did sell out. I wasn't able to get it for retail. I ended up paying resale prices for it, and I did pay a good amount. But at the time, I couldn't stop thinking about the fact that I didn't have this sweatshirt. And I kept looking and looking and looking on eBay. Eventually, I found someone. We both came to a price. I picked this up, and yup, the rest is history. This is super cool, guys. All right, so now that we're officially done with t-shirts, let's go over to our outerwear, so sweaters and hoodies. All right, so this next piece we got up is this maroon sweatshirt. I believe this is one of their older pieces. Now, it's not from 1996, but I believe it's going back to when the Olympics were held. It's quite fitted, not too oversized. I love the gold on it and how it contrasts with the rest of the maroon. Now, the logo on it is kind of like peeling a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's something that I actually got for a really good price. I believe I only got for like maybe like less than 40 bucks. I don't know how this person was able to let it go for so cheap. And yes, I believe this is legit. I'm very, very glad that I have this in my collection. I've actually forgotten that I've had this one, so I'm definitely gonna wear it in the near future. Next up, we also have this acid wash blue zip up as well. On the corner here, we have the embroidered Kith logo in regular print, not in script. Now, this hoodie is designed to be cropped and boxy fitted. It's something that I love to wear just for a calm, laid back, relaxed vibe. Again, this was another piece that I bought from a seller who was letting it go for like super cheap as well. I definitely want to take more advantage of Kith outerwear pieces like jackets, hoodies, and all that. Now, one thing I love about the specific zip-up hoodie is the double zipper feature right here. So you have one zipper on top, you have another zipper on the bottom as well, as you guys can see. Now on the zipper, we also have Kith branding as well, which is a really nice detail. I love their attention to detail. Love subtle hints of branding to the rest of the piece. So yep, this acid wash hoodie, very solid. Very good quality too. I think we're gonna switch over to pants now because I wanna save my last two hoodies for the end. But the first piece that I got up for pants, this is one that I picked up over the summertime. We have this green pair of shorts right here, these nylon shorts. I don't necessarily know what the name of this is, but we can see like two panels, two shades of green right here. And I believe they can kind of be swim shorts, but they could also be regular lifestyle ones as well. We have a mesh lining on the inside. I have not had a chance to wear these yet just because it did get colder after I bought them. But yep, I wanted to invest more in Kith shorts, so I decided to pick this one up. I know green's not necessarily my color, but I love anything from Kith. I love the idea of having like this tonal color scheme as well. And then we also have a pair of gray sweats as well. Now these are very, very thick and they are very good quality. They are somewhat dressy. That's one thing I love about the structure of this sweatpants. It kind of has this slimmed down look to it. It doesn't necessarily look like something that where you might be wearing if you rolled out of bed or if you're like just lounging at home, but more so it kind of gives off this like dressier vibe. Very cool, very tapered and fit to the body. I love this. I think for the winter, this will be a great pair of pants to wear, not just for regular wear, but I could probably even wear this, you know, on dressier occasions too. Now around the pocket area, we do have the Kith embroidery in white. I always love their branding and where it's placed. But yep, just a solid pair of pants. If I could possibly find a black pair in the same style, I would definitely pick it up. All right, so let's go back to our hoodies. So these are my last two pieces in my collection. So we have this vintage gray hoodie right here. And one thing I love is that script embroidered logo on the corner. I love Kith when it's written in script. Script just looks so much better than regular font. But yep, this is a basic hoodie, but I love a vintage washed anything. I love the gray of it. And it's just something that's very wearable. Now I would wear this shade of gray for any hoodie from any brand, but I found one from Kith and I was super happy that it turned out in my favor. Someone was letting this go for a really good price again, so I decided to pick this one up. I can never get enough of Kith hoodies. I love how it has, again, that oversized look to it. And then the last hoodie that we got up is this mauve box logo right here. I think that this shade of pink is very, very interesting and very clean. It's nothing too bright, but it's also not too overbearing as well. It's this dark shade, this very neutral shade of pink or purple. I don't really know. Mauve is kind of like an in-between. It's kind of like a border between purple, pink, and brown, but that's exactly what this hoodie is. I love the embroidery on the front of the box logo. I needed something in this color because I have nothing along the lines of a mauve hoodie in my collection. So this one was probably an essential and a must for me to pick up. All right, guys, I pretty much sped through that video because it was just taking way too long. I have so many pieces from Kith. I actually did not realize that this was a lot, but I do anticipate on picking up more stuff for the future. Kith is just my favorite brand, and as you guys can see, I love it a lot. But that's pretty much my entire Kith collection. I think you guys can clearly see how all these collaborations really resonate with me. They all speak to me in some way or form. So I'm actually really happy that I was able to take a look at a couple of these pieces and feel the same feeling that I got when I first bought them. So this video actually kind of unlocked a sense of nostalgia for me. But now all of you from you guys, based on everything that I showed you guys here, are there any pieces that you guys thought were your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below because I do want to hear from you. And if you guys liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And as always, if you guys liked the video, smash the subscribe button because more will be on the way. Again, this is my Kith collection. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!